everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I have a new concealer that has just hit the drugstore in Canada and I'm really excited to try it out. This is the L'Oreal True Match Eye Cream in a Concealer. Now, I bought this and I didn't really read it. So after I took it home and then I put some on the back of my hand just to make sure the color was okay, which I think it's fine. I have the shade W34 Light Claire, thanks to Sam at Shoppers for helping me pick this. I think she was right. I was gonna go with the cool, but then she told me to go with the warm, so I did. I put it on the back of my hand last night. I noticed it was a very thin texture, which really surprised me because I thought, like, how is this gonna cover my dark circles? But then as I'm reading this, it's an eye cream in a concealer. 0.5% pure hyaluronic acid. So it's gonna help with moisture. I don't know. Basically, haven't tried this on my face. We're gonna try it on camera. I'm gonna let you know my thoughts and opinions, and that's gonna be the video. So if you're interested in this concealer, please keep watching. So there's really no instructions on here. It just says 24-hour hydration, suitable for all skin types, even sensitive skin. It's also paraben free, it's lightweight, it's a blendable formula, fragrance free, and does not clog pores. And that's all we got here. And then we got a little before and after picture of a girl in the box. And honestly, that's it. This is what W34 looks like on the back of my hand. It has a little bit of a yellow undertone, but also has a peach undertone to it too, which is great for concealing dark circles. I think this will be a good match for me. Now the interesting part about it, I don't know if you can see as I'm rubbing this in, it's almost like separating. I have to shake it. It says shake well. I didn't shake it, so this is my own problem. But it's very, very lightweight in texture, almost just feels like water on my skin. So I think the instructions are right. I should follow them. It says shake well, so we're gonna shake it up. Okay, so first what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna apply a primer. So I'm gonna go in with the VDL. This is the Lumi Layer Fresh Primer. This is a nice primer. It's very lightweight. It has like no filler in it, so it doesn't have that like silicone feeling. And it gives your skin a little bit of a nice glisten shine to it. And I like the smell. It's very fresh, very awakening. And then just to take care of my pores, because I got those pores in this area, I'm going to take a little bit of the Tatcha, this is the Silk Canvas Primer, and I'm just going to work that all over the nose and in this area right here, because this is where I have the pore situation, and also in my bank account. I'm going to apply this concealer in two different ways just because I know that some people apply concealer differently. So I normally will put my foundation on and then put the concealer over top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that on one side just to show you if there's a difference. And then on the other side, I'm just going to put concealer on first because I know some people do that. And then I'll probably put my foundation over top. So let's start, obviously, with the side. We're going to do no foundation first. I'm going to use this Smashbox Blurring Concealer Brush to apply it at first. I might switch over to my finger. So I'm going to take a small amount just because I don't know how much I really need. Definitely, you can see a difference, 100%. Is it giving me full coverage? Absolutely not. Now, does it feel like I have any concealer on my face? It feels like I have nothing under my eye, which is a really nice feeling because usually with the concealer, you do feel like you have something on your face. The coverage on it, I would definitely say is a light coverage. Feels really nice. If you're the type of person that likes to just buy a concealer and just use it as a foundation just because you don't like a lot and you just want to give yourself a little bit of coverage, I think you'll really appreciate the texture of this because I honestly am not lying, it does feel like you have nothing on your face at all. I think it's probably because of the hyaluronic acid. So I'm also going to put another layer, just using my finger. I'm going to take a little bit more, tiny bit, and just use it in the areas where I have a little bit of spots, but I think, again, this would be a nice foundation for somebody who just likes to take a little bit of concealer and use it as a foundation. I think you would probably enjoy this. Okay, so here's the side with the concealer. Here's the side without. Definitely can notice a difference. I'm not gonna lie, my under eye actually feels like I have nothing on my face whatsoever. It doesn't dry down, like obviously completely. It does have a slightly, not tacky, it just has like a little bit more of a hydrated feel. Okay, so next up I'm gonna apply my foundation all over my face. I just wanted to give you an idea of what the concealer looked like, how it performed without putting foundation on first. So now I'm gonna take some of my Maybelline Matte Poreless 220, which I love. This is my favorite foundation. And I have to match my neck because I am more tanned on my body. So I'm gonna start to apply that. So here's the foundation blended into my skin. You can already tell that I used a concealer on this side just because my dark circles are definitely a lot less than this side. So what I'm gonna do, again, I'm gonna take our concealer and now apply it over top of the foundation. That's how I would normally apply my concealer. Okay, so when I take a mirror and I look really closely at my under eyes, there's a few things I'm noticing. Number one, they do look super hydrated and they don't look crepey, which is great. I'm not getting like super duper coverage, so I'm getting a tiny bit of darkness peeking through a little bit, but not like anything major. It is settling a tiny bit in my fine lines, but let's get real. What concealer doesn't settle in your fine lines? And if you say you found one that does not settle at all, I feel like you're lying. Okay, so next up, I'm setting my under eye using the Charlotte Tilbury. This is her Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder in number 1. I set my under eye every day, so I really need to set this concealer because I want to see how it works. So I'm going to pick a little bit up with my Real Techniques brush and see how it reacts to powder over top of it. It reacts lovely. So we're not having anything weird happening. There's no discoloration. It looks like it normally would when I use my Makeup Forever concealer or my Too Faced concealer, so that's a good sign. Okay, so I have to go finish the rest of my face makeup. I'm actually gonna film another video, so I'll come back with a whole new face on, and then I'm gonna probably check back in later on in the day just to give you an update of how I feel like this is wearing. But my first impressions, this is what I have to say. Okay, number 1. If you have extremely dark circles and you like full coverage concealer, you will absolutely hate this. It's just a fact because it doesn't really give you medium coverage. It's more on like the lighter side. Number 2, I think if you have super dry eyes, you will absolutely love this just because it's so lightweight and it gives you a really nice finish and it has hyaluronic acid. So I really think if you have drier under eyes, you're really gonna like the way that this feels. If you don't have major dark circles, maybe just a little bit, maybe you're just tired, lack of sleep, I think you'll like this. If you don't like to set your under eye with a powder, I also think you'll like this because it does give you a really nice radiant finish and again, feels like nothing on the skin. I also think too, if you are mature and you do have lines and you're finding that concealer is just looking cakey and weird and just too much, without having super dark circles, I think that you'll really enjoy this. I think that this will be enough to just give you a nice pick-me-up, give you some brightness under the eye, and just make you feel like you have a nice, beautiful, lightweight eye cream on, basically. This is what it feels like. When I look at myself in the camera, I'm actually liking the way my under eyes look. I don't think... Obviously, I would like it to be a little bit more full coverage just because I'm a full coverage person. I'm used to full coverage concealers, but I don't think it's bad. And I do think it's true you have to shake this up because you'll feel like it's almost separating because it's almost like a serum texture and a cream mixed together. So it's almost like you have to really get it mixed properly just to have it not separate on the face. So if you're having problems with it separating, make sure you're giving it a really good shake. These are my initial first impressions. I'm gonna, again, put my makeup on, check back in later in the day, and then finish off the video. But stay tuned for that. I'll be back. I'll be back with a whole different face. I just finished doing another video. This one will be coming right out after the concealer video. I have some good news. It's a little check-in here. So when I was applying this eyeshadow, I did have fallout. Yes, I did. And you know when it sticks to your eye and you can't get it off? That happened to me and I almost cried because I'm like, do I really need to wipe all this off again and start over? But no. So basically on this eye right here, I had fallout and it was bad. So what I did was I took this concealer, I put a little bit on the back of my hand, and I warmed up the product with my finger just to make sure everything was like super blended into my hand. And then I took it and then I just started patting away. It did not separate my foundation and powder, which was great because usually that does happen to me. And it honestly just smoothed everything back in and I added my Charlotte Tilbury powder back over it and you really can't tell the difference, which generally doesn't happen a lot. Usually when I have the fallout and you try to fix it, you honestly just have to wipe off everything and restart, especially when you have your whole face on. So I think because this is such a lightweight texture with the hyaluronic acid, it really does melt into the skin, and it can be applied, as I just witnessed, over top of powder again to kind of help with crepiness and to help blend back in. So I think that's a good thing with this, a really good thing. I'm gonna go about my day still. I'll check back in towards the end of the day, just give you my final updates and opinions, but I'm pretty sure that this is a great concealer if you're looking for a concealer like this. That's what I have to say. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, so I'm checking back in. This is gonna be my last check-in, and I'm just gonna give you my final thoughts and opinions about this concealer. First of all, I'm very impressed with the way my under eyes look. They look really, really nice. There's no weird creping or caking or dryness. It looks really nice. Who would I recommend this concealer for? That is the main thing. Obviously, there's going to be people that are going to review this concealer and they are going to hate it. This is for a specific type of person. I hate when people do reviews and, you know, say they're a full coverage foundation wearer and they do a kind of like a sheer tint foundation review, and then they're like, I hate this. This is horrible. Well, yeah, you're not gonna really like it, because if you're used to something that's full coverage and you're trying something that's sheer, then yeah, it's gonna be different than what you're used to, but just because you're not used to it doesn't mean it's terrible. It just probably is not the right product for you. So for me, would I reach for this for every single day? Yeah, I would actually. At first I was a little bit iffy about it just because of how thin the texture was and how it doesn't give a ton of coverage. I don't really need a ton of coverage. I don't have crazy dark circles, but I do have dark circles, and it did quite a great job at covering it. Now, I also think you will really like this. Would I wear this like going to the grocery store? Absolutely. This is great for me when I'm not doing a full glam and I just want a little bit of coverage under my eye, maybe to smooth some stuff out, to cover a little bit of dark circles. Perfect for me. I'm gonna actually try using this under my concealer first. So I'm gonna apply this and then put a little bit of my Makeup Forever just to see. Maybe it might even make my under eye look better because of the hyaluronic acid in here. So I'm gonna use it that way as well. I think you would really also like this if you have more mature skin and you're looking for something that's not gonna settle and crepe into the lines. This will do a really great job. It actually feels like you have nothing on. So somebody that really hates makeup and hates the feeling of it, I think you should try this concealer. And you could even use it all over your face too as well if you wanted to kind of use it as a foundation, because it's very lightweight, it feels like nothing, and it does a pretty decent job at covering. I'm actually going for a walk and I'm going to remove some of this makeup because I'm not going like this, but I'm just going to apply a little bit of my Vichy micellar water on a little piece of cotton here, just so you get the idea of how much this actually really covers. So I'm taking this and I'm just wiping away the concealer. And half my face, but that's okay. And my dark circles don't look as dark on camera, I find, because of the lighting. I don't have anything serious happening, but I do get darkness right in here. And you can just see the difference that it does make, and it does conceal. So it's not like super lightweight to the point where it doesn't do anything. Definitely does something, just not full coverage. But here's the difference. One eye to the other. All right. So this will be the end of my review. I really hope you did enjoy it. If you did, as always, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. And do not forget to subscribe to my channel for new videos. And until next time, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching.